Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Addy here with the community transmission for Kashyyyk, Capital Supremacy, Day the 4th. No time releases as of now, but I'm assuming if it's going to be the same as the Geonosis Capital Supremacy, so it's going to be about 10 a.m. or so, or 9 a.m. or so for PC, Mountain Time. So I will link the item or the clock thing that I used in the preview. What you guys, some of you were not understanding how to use it. Take the green line that's in the middle there, and then you drag it to the time whatever the UTC is. I think before it was 0 or 9 UTC, and then you drag it to that the update is coming for you. So last time I believe it was like 9 or 10 a.m. or so for P, 11 and then 12. 11 for PS4, then 12 for the Xbox. But we're going to go into this and we're going to see what changes and drops and stuff is coming in for the update. Normally for bug fixes with some minor corner drops, but one of those drops is a surprise. What about the droid attack on the Wookiees? So this is a meme. It's by Kiari Mundai. He wants to go to Kashyyyk Wookiees, but instead he gets trolled and he gets sent to Tito, where he gets destroyed pretty hardcore by Bakara. And yeah, it's a system we cannot afford to lose. To start, Capital Supremacy is expanding to Kashyyyk. The Clone Wars will be fighting on Kachiro Beach in an all-new way. Don't think this map is exactly the same as before. While it's based on Kashyyyk map from Galactic Mate, some changes for it to function better in Capital Supremacy. Now, they don't really reveal what those changes are and what parts of the map are changed, how big is it, stuff like that. I'm assuming, I'm going to assume that it's the beginning section with some trees placed in so you can go higher up, maybe some crashed ships or destroyed snail tanks and stuff like that, but I believe it's the beginning, kind of this ocean front. I think it's there. Let's see here. We got a new for Hope leading her forces into battle and holding the line while there was nowhere left to go. Laragana has always mastered the balance between Princess and in preparation for May the 4th. In only a few days, we're adding Leia's iconic A New Hope appearance to the game. Princess of Alderaan. Once the update goes live. This isn't just a regular appearance drop, though. To unlock this iconic look, players must take part in an in-game event by capturing command posts in Capital Supremacy. The May the 4th special event will begin on May 1st and run until May 6th. Good luck, and may the Force be with you. So basically, this A New Hope Princess Leia skin, which I'll show up on the screen, is available from May 1st to the 6th, and it's basically capture. So this is going to be the weekend, so you got to capture command posts. I'm not sure if it's going to be, it might be capture 25, capture 12, something. They had a similar back in Battlefront 2015 where they basically had the hot skins and you had to do some limited time event, you had to play and stuff like that to unlock it. So, and then later on they just released it for sale. I'm not sure if they're gonna release this one for sale later. Since Hope skin, I'm assuming it will be the 2,000 crystals and the 80,000 credits. I'm assuming it might be that one. So Darth Maul and Yoda, they're getting a block. At last, we will have our revenge discussion and tweaking, as well as a healthy amount of player feedback. We've added blocking for Yoda and Darth Maul. Yoda still has the ability to absorb blaster bolts and lightning, but he'll use his to defend attacks. Darth Maul will use his lightsaber for both. So this, I am assuming that when you're doing Yoda's block ability, where he's absorbing everything, I'm assuming it's gonna function the same. You will have your hand out and you're blocking, but if a saber hero is coming at you, you're just gonna use your lightsaber. So if you're still doing the same thing, you're being attacked by infantry. You'll do your hand out, arm out. You'll absorb all the blaster bolts, and if there's a saber hero attacking you, I believe you'll still do the one hand blocking. How will it work? There's already videos of Darth Maul's blocking animation that are live. I didn't really cover any of those. I didn't cover the Maul and Yoda blocking as well. Everybody else already covered it, and I'm already like 2 days late, so there's no point in me. Let's see here. Player community requests. As mentioned above, this month's update has a large focus on bug fixes and balancing tweaks. However, we're doing something a little different this time. Below, you'll find some of the release notes that have a tag beside them saying community request. These changes, update fixes, tweaks, etc. are based directly on player feedback that are brought up to us. Though many of the changes tend to be things players are talking about, it was important to us to flag particular ones that you helped bring to our attention or what we felt more important to the community. An example of this would be a minor change to Rey's appearance that we made in this month's update. Thank you all for your continued support of and dedication to Battle 2. So that's nice. So they're taking our feedback. They're actually doing more communication, and they're letting us know what we complained about, they can do any changes or fixes, and they're going to be thanking us for those. So that's pretty cool. I'm loving that they're doing more communication and stuff like that. It's just better off when the developer is communicating with its fan base and getting fixes and information that and letting us know that they're actually doing something about it. So that's actually that's a plus for me. Let's see. Giants Above Kashyyyk released. Kashyyyk is now available to play on Capital Supremacy. A new appearance for Leia Organa Princess is now viewable in the main menu and will be rewarded through an upcoming community event. So you can look at it. You might be able to do I'll do a fly around, 4K fly around of it, but we won't be able to use it or play as it or anything like that. Maybe a modder will take the files and just transfer the clothes over to the regular one. I don't know. We'll see about that. Quality of life. A permanent tile for Capital Supremacy has been added to the main menu. So that's cool. That's nice actually. So once it goes away, we'll have our standard random selection thing, but we'll also have a Capital Supremacy section, which is nice. Changes. Added the ability to block for Darth Maul and Yoda. Fixed an issue where holding the block button while out of stamina would prevent the stamina bar from being replenished. Heroes with longer lasting abilities will now not be interrupted by opponents using force powers. This applies to there's Force Choke and Maul's Chokehold. Fixed an issue where heroes' animations during blocking would not show properly when blocking attack another character. Fixed issues with the description text for Darth Vader's Focused Rage and Rey's Insight abilities that were not accurately describing the stamina reduction when using the abilities. Vader and Darth Maul's lightsabers would get stuck spinning when thrown against an enemy turret. Fixed an issue where the button prompt to perform the final move for Obi-Wan's defensive rush and Chewbacca show on screen. Fixed an issue that would prevent multiple lightsaber hero abilities from inflicting damage to officer's turret. This applies to Luke's rush, Darth Maul's spin attack, or his dash attack. Pretty much some good focus on, in my opinion. There's still 2 issues. I'm not sure if you experienced them. For me, starting off with Darth Vader, when I use the Force Choke, if you can see in my videos, you'll see me choke Vader. I stop it. So I play with a controller on PC. I've tried pressing the button. I've tried holding the button. I tried continuing, but it's the same result. The Force Choke stays for 1 second. It does 10% damage on enemies, and then it's just it just goes away. I don't know why. I guess I figured that you can't move as Darth Vader when you hold choke for some reason. I don't know why. And then the other thing is Darth Maul's lightsaber throw. If you throw it, it doesn't register. Throw it again, it might register, it might not. It's just inconsistent, and hopefully they'll look into that. Also Chewbacca's charge slam. I don't know why. It goes through walls. I'm not sure why it does that, but it does. Now we got some changes for Anakin, Darth Maul, and everybody else here. So we'll go with Anakin here. Reduced Anakin's pull dominance base from 20 to 18. Reduced Anakin's retribution range from 20 to 15. Removed the push effect from Anakin's Passionate Strike. Fixed an issue where Anakin's retribution ability could be re-triggered too quickly, leading to unwanted cancel. Lightsaber would turn off during Passionate Strike. Fixed deflect stamina has been, or Anakin's deflect stamina has been reduced from 14 to 10. Fix an issue that could cause Anakin Skywalker to get stuck during heroic might ability animation due to a bad connection with the server. Fix an issue where Anakin would not blink when performing an emote. Fix an issue where his eyelashes would stretch when performing the Grumpy Master emote. Alright, so a bunch of nerfs for Anakin. There's still Anakin's pull dominance. I believe his pull dominance should be switched with retribution. Pull dominance should be reduced to 50. That's just my opinion. His melee strikes or deflect stamina has been reduced, so he can deflect 10 melee attacks now instead of 14 from the lightsabers, which is good. So he's basically on par with everybody else. Nothing else really. There's no other changes except some I would say just physical or visual changes. That's about it. Darth Maul fixed an issue that would show the wrong area of effect when performing Darth Maul chokehold ability. So I guess it's not doing the right diameter thing. It's not doing the right area. It might show like a smaller one. It might show a big one. Ooh, Mortal Kombat 11 is ready to launch. Nice. Let's see. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Community request. Adjusted Obi-Wan's primary attack sequence animation so it feels faster. That's a community. Both of these changes are community requests. Brought back Obi-Wan's air attack animation but adjusted so that it feels faster. So now you'll be able to attack a bit faster, it seems. And you'll be able to attack when you're up in the air. So Obi-Wan's got a little bit of a buff. Chewbacca fixed an issue where Chewbacca's charge slam ability would deal damage to a lightsaber enemy who blocks. Now, this is the same thing with Han Solo. Han Solo's is the shoulder charge. They fixed it where it still damages players who are blocking. Now, some people on the forums are a little bit confused. I don't know if some other people are confused, but I'm going to explain it to you. Basically, if I'm Vader and I'm blocking and you're Han Solo and you charge at me, my block is not going to do anything. I'm still going to take damage for some reason. So now, even the same with Chewbacca, they kind of fixed this. So if you're blocking and an enemy player uses Chewbacca or Han Solo and they do their ability on you and you're blocking, you'll get staggered, I believe. Maybe knocked back from the shoulder charge, but that's about it. I don't know, some people don't understand why they did this, but just put yourself in the blocking hero's position. You're both one hit. You block an incoming shoulder charge and you die anyway. You're going to complain about it, right? Increased charge slam damage to troopers from 150 to 200. So it's going to be basically like a one shot. Increased push force of charge slam on troopers from 3 meters to 10 meters. So they're going to be flying back a bit farther. Increased radius of charge slam from 6 to 8. So Chewbacca pretty much got a big buff. Really big buff. Darth Vader increased Darth Vader's attack stamina by 2 lightsaber strikes to a total of 10 strikes. So if you didn't know, Darth Vader did 8 strikes before his stamina bar is completely destroyed. Now it's 10, so he's on par with everyone else. Luke fixed an issue that would prevent Luke's deflection mastery star card to work as intended. Okay, so a little bit of a tweak for Luke. Phasma fixed an issue where Captain Phasma's staff strikes would remain active and deal damage to a target when being interrupted. Fixed an issue where Captain Phasma's staff strikes would not deal a stagger animation when hitting an enemy. I really wish they would change the star card and make it Phasma like heal on kills instead of the staff strikes. Oh my god. Okay, let's see here. Count Dooku. Fixed an issue where Count Dooku's lightning stun ability would not always deliver the knockback effect. Updated text description for Count Dooku's dominant star card to more accurately describe the damage values expected at every rarity level. So he's kind of getting a little tweak, kind of fix. Not really like a big buff, but... Rey, community request. Adjusted Rey's facial expression on the main menu for accuracy. I don't know how I feel about this. I guess good. I've never really seen people like complain about this. Sure, she's not. She's like lifeless, but you got to change the insight. It's got 4 passive abilities into one. Rey is too strong. I don't know why, but she's got to be. She's got to be a little bit weaker in my opinion, anyway. But I don't know. I guess a visual fix for her. Han Solo fixed an issue where Han Solo could still detonate his detonate charge while being immobilized. Fixed an issue where Han Solo's shoulder charge ability would deal damage to a lightsaber enemy who blocks. So basically, that's what I was talking about with Chewbacca. You can no longer damage someone if they're blocking. So that's a good fix. One with Han Solo, I would say kind of like if they patched up the explosive animation from the detonate charge, so it actually like fits in. Because I've thrown it a few times, exploded it. People would move 3 to 4 feet, and then they die. So hopefully they'll fix something like that. Grievous fixed an issue where rocket missiles and the ARC Trooper's pyroblast shots would occasionally pass through Grievous' unrelenting advance. I understand the rocket missiles and the pyroblast. I kind of understand that since they're big explosive shots. Yoda reduced the health gain from Yoda's presence ability from 200 to 100. So I guess Grievous buff, Han Solo a little bit of buff. Yoda has got a nerf. It's not that big of a difference, to be honest. What they really need to or nerf is Finn's healing ability. Now that one is insane. Bosk fixed an issue that would cause Bosk to do a double animation upon retriggering the Predator Instinct's ability. So that's when you use your main ability to go infrared, and then Bosk is like, just starts spamming out. And then he shakes his head and his arms and stuff. So I guess you could do it twice. Personally, I don't like the animation. I think they should, for me, in my own opinion, I believe they should remove that animation. It's extremely stupid. None of the other heroes have something like that, to be honest. It's just dumb that you have to do an animation in order to go into infrared. In 2015 Battlefront, he just went into it. You didn't have to do any animations or anything. Hopefully they'll remove it. It's just not for me. I don't think it works well, especially if you're surrounded and you want to just use your infrared and go in. You have to do like an animation and leave yourself open. Now we got some game mode and map changes. So Capital Supremacy ground phase. Lighting, sound effects, and visual polish across the maps, cinematics, and battle beyond elements in Capital Supremacy. So I guess the cinematics, if you watch some of them, they're kind of poorly rendered, and sometimes there's an LAAT already on the position, and then the main one that you hop into flies away, and that one disappears. So I guess they're gonna do some rendering visual things. So that's nice. Fix several collision and map geometry issues on all playable maps of Capital Supremacy. Basically, invisible walls, invisible rocks. Climbing uphill, you get stuck on some stuff, as you've seen in some of my videos. Added a visual icon to signify AI players. So maybe it's just going to be like a dot above them. Added faction icons next to the ticket counters, so you know which one is yours. Fixed a visual issue where the HUD animation for the boarding phase would retrigger every time a player looked through the weapon scope. Fixed an issue where players from opposing factions would get next to each other. Color of capture progress around the command post icon has now shows which team is capturing an objective. Fixed a visual issue that would show the progress bar UI of 2 command posts at the same time. Made the projection from command posts slightly taller for easier identification during gameplay. I guess that's the it's about the same height as you. So the hologram is going to be a little bit taller. Improve the E-Web turret look to better match the Clone Wars era. So that's the turrets you can hop into on the map. Fixed a visual issue with the Sky Dome on Geonosis Pipeline Junction West. I'm assuming that's just looking on the outside or above the map. There might be some things missing, I guess. Kind of like if you look on Kashyyyk, if you look straight up, or Camino, if you look up, everything kind of forms into like a butthole. Let's see. Fix an issue where players would not get damage from environmental fire on Geonosis. Replaced leaf VFX with sand VFX flying around boarding ships when they are ready to depart to the capital ship. Fixed an issue where the user would not be rewarded with points when capturing command post D while mounting the E-Web turret. Fixed an issue where the player was able to destroy the spider droid near command post A on Geonosis. What was it? Oh, somebody mentioned in one of the comments on one of the videos. I'm sorry, man, I completely forgot. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but someone mentioned that if it's you, please just reply that it's you, and I'll add it to the pinned comment. Basically, they said once you destroy the generators, you should have like a time limit that you have to run back to the ships and escape, which would be pretty cool. Hopefully Hopefully DICE will do something like that in the future. Capital Supremacy, capital ships. Multiple collision fixes and visual improvements on both Separatist Dreadnought and the Republic Attack Cruiser. Improved issues with textures clipping in during the boarding cinematic on Capital Supremacy. Fixed an issue where players could still interact with objectives on capital ships even when there are no tickets left for an attacking team. Fixed an issue where the objective arrow icon would mislead players when standing close to the objective. The correct message now shows up on the spawn screen when hovering over a vehicle while playing in the capital ships phase of Capital Supremacy. Fixed a visual issue where the ticket bar would not extend to show the additional tickets gained from boarding phase. Republic Attack Cruiser fixed an issue where the wrong map name would be shown on the pause menu when playing on the Republic Attack Cruiser for players who joined the mode during capital ship phase. Fixed an issue where the trajectory of a projectile would get derailed when shooting through a window panel on the Republic Attack Cruiser. That you've seen in my videos where you shoot through the window and it goes to the far left for some reason. You've seen that. It's in, I guess, like finally they're about to fix it because it's hella annoying. It's a little bit easier now to shoot players through those windows. Rockstar. All right. Separatist Dreadnought. Visual and lighting improvements, as well as texture optimization on the Separatist Dreadnought. Fixed an issue where not all lights of the same type would turn red when objective gets destroyed on the Separatist Dreadnought. Hero Showdown Geonosis made several fixes that prevent Boba Fett from reaching areas that are unreachable by other heroes. So basically, what they should do, in my honest opinion, is make an invisible wall, like a height limit invisible wall. So once you get past a certain distance, that's it. You're done. It's just a barrier. Like they should do something like that. They should put barriers around ledges that are too high. They should put those. It'll be like a little bit of an easier fix. DICE, just put some barriers around. It should help you. Galactic Assault. Fixed an issue where picking up and firing with a rocket launcher would also trigger a melee attack. So one way that I've noticed that you could avoid this, where you shoot the rocket and then you punch, is jumping. Jumping and shooting is just a perfect way to avoid it for now. Galactic Assault Geonosis. Fix an issue where the Phase 3 objective could still be captured if the ATTE was standing slightly outside the capture zone. Now, in my opinion, Galactic Assault on Geonosis, remove 4 ATTEs and replace them with 3. Lower the health of the ATTEs and increase the damage of the ion torpedoes. Because it's nearly impossible to win as droids unless you win Phase 1. After Phase 2, to be honest with you, you're done. That's it. Like if they get the heart cells, which are really weak by the way, and they need to have at least 3 times the health because the heart cells are really weak. DICE, you should increase the health of the heart cells again. I would say probably 3.5 times the normal base health that they had. It's 2 right now, but it can still get melted in 1 or 2 shots. And it needs a huge buff, to be honest with you. You got to give the droids a chance. All droid lives matter. Ewok Hunt. Fix an issue where the enemies would not show on the minimap while the Ewok Hunter's Instincts ability is active. Now, I don't play Ewok Hunt because I don't get games for Ewok Hunt. I don't get games for Blast. I don't get games for Strike. So I wish that they would just pile those together into one game mode and then just increase the chances. I would like to play Ewok Hunt again, but I just don't find games. That's the biggest thing, is I just can't find a game. I search US Oregon, and in my experience, when I search Galactic Assault, there's just 2 servers, 2 lobbies. That's it. There's nothing else. I just wish they would kind of update a little bit more and put more players in the US closer to those servers so you can have more games. There was a post that said that the amount of players that are currently playing Battlefront 2 is the same as the launch Battlefront 2 had, which is good because it's bringing back players into the game, and DICE is doing some good steps, some good changes right now to actually get those players back, and that's actually really nice. That's really good. So hopefully we'll get some more players and more lobbies and more games. That would be really nice. Next up, we got map changes, or no, campaign, sorry. Fixed an issue that would cause the last of the ion cannon terminals to not slide down during mission The Dauntless. I don't know. Didn't have this issue, so I have no idea what it is. Let's see here. I might make a video on each campaign mission, showing some sections that could be used as maps. Hopefully, in the future, they might do. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see when I'll release this. But been busy with work, so I still have to go in and do it. So I'll start off with Endor and stuff like that, and I'll give my points on some areas that could be used, and I'll put like kind of like, I guess, an edit where everyone will spawn and stuff like that, because there's lots of potential from the campaign to use for maps. It would be really nice. Map changes: fix several collision map geometry and lighting issues on Yavin 4, Endor, Naboo, Jakku, Hoth, Starkiller Base, and Death Star 2, and Geonosis. So, Tripa Hive is the Phase 1, and Naboo Theed. It's basically the whole Galactic Assault map. So there's some visual changes and some physical changes coming to that, so that's nice. Let's see, arcade changes. Implemented several improvements and bug fixes to arcade AI. The enemy AI will now move faster by prioritizing running or sprinting when in certain distance from the target. Increased running movement speed when strafing and running backwards. Replace sidestepping animations with more active symmetrical movements. Systemic movements, sorry. Updated attack sequences. AI will actively maintain preferred distance and try not to run past target. Tweak preferred distance from target. Arcade AI will now fall back when taking fire. Tweaked arcade difficulty settings. Tweaked arcade AI targeting. Decreased fire delays. Fix an issue where AI would occasionally run over stationary shields. Additional arcade AI tweaks. Fixed issue where moving around the officer AI on arcade will make their arm twitch. Updated AI navigation path and adjusts the out-of-bounds areas on arcade versions of Yavin 4. Fixed an issue where the arcade AI would miss Yoda by shooting at him above his head. So basically, huge AI buffs, which is awesome. The AI in Geonosis, Capital Supremacy, is really good. So they're trying to make the arcade versions as good as well, which is very nice, actually, very nice. So +1 for DICE on this, very nice. Squad changes. Let's see what we got here. Fix an issue where players who have completed the boarding phase would not be grayed out on the squad spawn screen on Capital Supremacy. So this is if you're about to go onto the capital ships and you boarded already the LAAT, it still says you can spawn on them, but you won't be able to spawn. So they grayed it out so you can't spawn them, so you know that they're in the ship. Fix an issue that would inaccurately show players as available to spawn on when the first joining the capital ship phase on Capital Supremacy. Fix an issue where an officer deploying the disruptor ability on an enemy would show as engaged in combat for a longer period than effect lasts on the enemy. Also, one of the I just want to mention real quick one of the spawn squad changes or issues. Sorry, is when the specialist is using the binoculars. It says that they're in combat and you can't spawn on them. I don't know why. Hopefully they'll fix something like that. It would be really nice. Let's see here. Vehicle changes. Made visual improvements to the Separatist livery of Hailfire droids. So those are the ones that are in Geonosis. They're in the background of Galactic Assault, and then they're straight on crashed and destroyed on the Pipeline, or the CS mode. Improved the firing crosshair on the ATRT and the Tauntaun for accuracy. The crosshair will now not be disappearing completely when firing is temporarily blocked by activating an ability. Fixed an issue where the health bar of the player would temporarily show to have 300 points when exiting a speeder bike. Fixed an issue that would cause the LIUV vehicle to have no sound after the player has spawned in it. I believe this is the First Order kind of big speeder bike thing on Starkiller Base. I believe that's that one. ATRT. Firing on the ATRT is now temporarily blocked only when activating the repair ability. ATRT firing is now blocked for the duration of the repair ability. So once you start repairing, you won't be able to shoot. Reduce the active time of the ion charge ability from 10 to 7 and fix an issue that would cause the weapon to overheat during that time. Fix an issue that would prevent land vehicles to take damage from lightsaber heroes. I don't know why AT is not on this list, but the AT-AT durable strike is broken. Doesn't work sometimes. You've seen it in the videos again. You call it in, it's just a red icon. Like the whole thing is just red. You can't really do anything about it. It's basically like a waste of an ability, a waste of battle points and stuff. So I don't know. It's a little bit weird. Hopefully they'll fix it. Officer. No, here we go. Changes to classes and special units. Community request. Fix an issue where the Enforcer reinforcements would be missing from the spawn screen when selecting Custom Arcade on Geonosis. Fix the clipping issue when a trooper would perform the injured emote. Let's see here. Officer. Fix an issue that would show the wrong model for the Separatist officer when switching from third person to first person. Fix an issue where the officer would be awarded with a kill assist bonus when a buffed ally would be destroyed. Fixed an issue where the VFX and the SFX of the officer's disruption ability would remain on an enemy's weapon after the effect wears off. Fixed several minor visual and clipping issues across the clone trooper appearances of different legions. Fixed an issue where quickly scrolling through the emote list of the Navy officer would cause the audio clips to overlap. Heavy. Fixed an issue where the heavy trooper's ion torpedo would not target Captain Phasma's First Order sentry droid. They also need to fix this thing where I've seen before, like you've seen it in my videos again and again and again. When I aim at a AAT that's close to an MTT on Kashyyyk, instead of targeting the AAT, it goes to the MTT instead. So hopefully they'll fix something like that, add a little bit of a better targeting. So if your crosshair is over like a different vehicle, that it doesn't fly to the bigger one. Hopefully they'll do something like this. Specialist. Fix an issue where the expert weapons handling star card would have no effect when shooting with the NT-242 specialist weapon. I have no idea what that is. So yeah. Infiltrator reinforcements, sorry. Fix an issue where you could get progress on Lando covers and stun and attack milestone when using the ARC Trooper's Shocker Trap. Made visual improvements to the Commander Droid's Vibro Sword. VFX and FSX polish for the Infiltrator reinforcement abilities. Fix an issue where the ARC Trooper had no battle point price associated when playing on strike. Fix an issue where the ARC Trooper's Power Blast ability would get deactivated if the player started dashing right after deploying with the ARC Trooper. Fix an issue where the Stalker Star Card would not function in arcade and functioned intermittently in multiplayer. Fix an issue where the ARC Trooper could cool down his weapon while charging Power Blast. Fix an issue where a player playing as the ARC Trooper would get Shock Trap target activated, even when the Shock Trap was deployed by another ARC Trooper. Animation polish for the ARC Trooper and Commander Droid to fix various clipping issues. The Commando Droid now deploys a small grenade that enables the smoke effect of the smoked screen ability. Community request. Fix an issue where the Commando Droid's thermal vision would occasionally get cancelled when dodging, while the VFX remained on the screen. Hopefully they'll buff the Commando Droid. I find it's really weak. Its E5 is weaker than the B1's. So hopefully they'll buff it a little bit to make it compete with the ARC Trooper. General changes / miscellaneous. Community request. Made visual improvements to the readability of the stamina bar. Updated the blurred background of text menus to allow for easier reading of milestones. Fix an issue where the player would be able to equip star cards from different classes by quickly switching between them and equipping and crafting of the star cards. Implemented rich presence data for capital supremacy. Fix an issue where the wrong voiceover would occasionally be heard by a second player when a player activates 2 emotes in a row. Fix an issue that would cause a certain key binding text string to overflow from its appropriate text window when playing the game in Japanese. Known issues. Yoda and Darth Maul's blocks stop working if they hold the block button after or before and for the duration of the ability's attack. Shit, what the fuck was that? Known issues. Yoda and Darth Maul's block stops working if they hold the block button before and for the duration of the ability's dash attach and spin attack, respectively. The issue is being investigated and will be resolved at a later update. The Infiltrator Stalker star card does not grant the correct amount of health at any rarity, so that's an issue as well. Basically, what this means for Yoda and Darth Maul, what this means is that if you do your spin attack or your like jump slice as Yoda and Maul, if you hold the block button and then do those abilities, you're not going to be able to block. You're stuck in a walking animation. So if you're going to do those abilities, you'll block, and then you'll do the dash, but let go of the block just before you dash, so that you're not stuck in just the walking animation. And then that's basically it. So basically, like a summarization, there's a new capital supremacy map, Kashyyyk, a new skin, a new hope, Leia, Darth Maul and Yoda get blocks, some fixes, some patches, some buffs, some nerfs, Anakin nerf, Maul fix, Obi-Wan buff, Chewbacca huge buff, Vader buff, Luke kind of fix, Captain Phasma fix, Count Dooku kind of fix buff, I guess, Rey visual fix, Han Solo nerf, Grievous buff, Yoda nerf, and Bosk fix. Basically, that's about it for this community transmission. Yeah, it's long. I like to do the long versions of these because I go into detail a little bit. I don't just do some gameplay and just post shit on the screen. I like to talk with you guys about it and see how it is. So let me know what you think. I'm not sure what time. Probably 4 or 5 hours the update will drop. As soon as it does, I will do Capital Supremacy gameplay. I will drop 4K Ultra gameplay of those videos on the channel with mods as well. So stay tuned for those. And just let me know what you guys think of this update. Personally, I'm impressed. DICE is putting a lot of stuff in this update. They're doing a lot of stuff for us. And it's a step towards a better future for Battlefront 2. And that's greatly appreciated. Now it shows that they care. Now they're communicating more. And that's always a bonus for everyone, to be honest with you. So I'm glad that they're doing this. I'm glad everything is being done properly. And I cannot wait for the May update for what Kamino has in store. I'm assuming Kamino will be the next Capital Supremacy mode. Personally, based on Kashyyyk being first, the Kamino, since it's all alphabetical, and then Naboo. So June will be the last Capital Supremacy mode for the Clone Wars, not for the entire game, but just for the Clone Wars. Yeah, so that's basically the CT. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm trying to answer as much as I can, trying to communicate with you guys as much as I can. Sometimes I don't get notifications, that people have commented on the video. I just try to go through my Creator Studio or YouTube Studio Beta, whatever, go through the comments and try to reply as much as I can. And yeah, so check the links in the description. Join the Discord. And yeah, if you want to see something, just let me know. Hit me up in the comments, message me on my Gmail, whichever you like, and I'll try to reply and do as much as I can. So thank you guys for watching this community transmission, Giants Above Kahiro update, or Kachiro update, sorry, and I'll see you guys and girls in the next Star Wars video. May the Force be with you always.